Hey guys! Okay, this is part 2 of what does a nutrition and fitness coach do, or in this case, don't do. So if you watched the previous video, I went over the top 5 things that a fitness and nutrition coach does for their clients, but this one actually addresses some myths or stereotypes, 5 things that a nutrition and fitness coach does not do. So number 1, judge. Your coach should not, and a good coach will not, judge you. We are humans. We have all been through some sort of journey of our own. I myself have been through a journey of my own. I am not perfect by any means. I know what it's like to have those rough days and things like that. I know what it's like to go through the journey. I will never judge you for it because I probably have already gone through it myself. And sometimes that is part of the learning process. You know, there's a phrase out there saying that we learn far better from our mistakes than from our successes because it makes us pause and redirect. So good coach is never going to judge you. They are not going to get mad at you. They're not going to be disappointed in you. And they certainly should not be punishing you for not following your plan. If you encounter a coach like that, I highly encourage you to search for a better match for yourself. But coaches should not judge you whatsoever. They are there to be a partner on your journey, not to drag you along by your feet. So, number 2, they will not give you a quick fix. They do not have a magic secret, okay? I know. Contrary to all the fitfluencers out there and do these 5 things for blah, blah, blah. There's no magic, guys. There's no magic. And if they tell you that they have the secret, the magic, they're lying to you. Period, end of story. If it was that easy, it wouldn't be a secret, right? Because they would be making a shit ton of money off of that. And it would be widely known and repeatable no matter what. It doesn't exist. There is no quick fix. There is no magic secret. Even if there is a potential quick fix for like fast weight loss, it's not sustainable long term because what you have to do to get that quick result are things that are not long term in your best interest or sustainable. So there is no secret sauce, right? If it was that easy, if it was that obvious, somebody would be making it largely public knowledge so they could make more money off of it. It wouldn't be click here and give me your email and I'll tell you the secret. Let's just be real. You will not see that from me. Just saying. Okay, so next thing, nutrition and fitness coach will not force you to do things that you hate or force you to give up things that you love. Now, this might be controversial. There may be some parts of your program that you're not super excited about. However, anything that's in your program has been something that would have been collaborated, okay? So there is no just do this because I said so. Okay, that doesn't really help you, right? It's a collaboration. You're going to discuss your goals, the timeline and expectations that you set. You're going to discuss pros and cons of including or excluding certain things, any trade-offs that may have to occur, but it's going to be a collaboration. It's going to be a discussion. If this is your goal, this is how I see these things playing into that. If you don't want to do that, for example, something that comes up a lot is alcohol. People think that they can't, they'll be forced to give up alcohol if they want to meet their goals. Not true. You can absolutely have some alcohol in your plan. That may change your timeline to get to your goal. We may maybe put limits on the amount or frequency of the alcohol, but that is something that we would discuss. Sometimes it's not the alcohol that is really important to the person, it's the social impact surrounding the intake of the alcohol. So we talk through that. We talk about trade-offs. Hey, if that's what you're gonna do this week, then know that we're gonna have to make this adjustment accordingly and let that be a choice. Just like running, y'all, you don't have to run. If you like to run, fantastic. Include it in your plan. If you hate it and will only run if something is chasing you, you don't need to run. You can hit your goals without running. If there's something that you truly, truly hate, you don't have to do it. If you hate eating fish and gag at the sight of them, you don't have to eat fish and you can still hit your goals. So don't believe the misconception that you have to do things you hate or give up things you love just to follow your plan. There are usually ways to make it work. All right, next one is coaches do not have all the answers. I'm just gonna say that, okay? Like I said earlier, we are humans. We are humans and we are constantly learning about things. So to pretend that you have all the answers as a coach is really not doing a service to yourself either. Because look at what we were, 30 years ago, what was considered healthy. Then 20 years ago, what was considered healthy. 10 years ago, and then now. Things have changed. Why? Because there's been research, more results, more trials to test theories and effectiveness of approaches. So to think that your coach knows everything right now and forever in the future, really? Really? Things change. It's science. We continue to learn things. So your coach may not have all the answers and shouldn't have all the answers, because that means that maybe they think they know their answers because they're not willing to accept that there could be a different answer. Does that make sense? Your coach should be willing to research it though. So, hey, I wanted to ask you a question about this diet. Have you ever heard of it? Well, if I haven't heard of it, I'm not going to go Google it real quick and pretend. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm not familiar with that, but let me go find out and I will get back to you. That's a proper response. And then both of you can learn about that topic, right? They should be willing to explore that there may be possible other ways to get to the same result. They should be willing to explore trying what the client really wants. If I don't recommend a keto diet to someone and they really want to try it, I'm not going to tell them they can't. I will talk through the pros and cons, possible trade-offs. And if they want to do it, okay, we'll try it and then we'll assess. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we'll pivot. No big deal. They have to be willing to work with what the client wants and being open to the idea that there are other ways to do it besides their way. The other thing is continuous learning with that, right? So a coach knows that they don't have all the answers when they know that there's more out there than they are individually capable of being spot on with. We don't all have labs. We don't all have access to unlimited resources to run studies and things like that. They should be continuously learning. Do they have a certification? How many people have they worked with? Do they go to seminars? Where do they get their information from? Are they part of forums? What keeps them relevant to the industry? Or are they still making recommendations from 10 years ago? And they just don't change because that's what worked 10 years ago and they're not willing to look at other things. So ask those questions. The last thing, and this is the one that I cannot stress enough, a nutrition and fitness coach will not motivate you. I said it. I'm sorry, I said it. So many people come to a coach and they're like, I just need someone to motivate me and get me go. I am not the one sitting next to your bed dragging you out to go do your workout. I am not the one sitting at your kitchen table doing fork snatches to keep that cake out of your mouth. I am not the one who is going to motivate you. You have to motivate you. I will guide you, educate you, help you tap into your own motivation, but I myself as a coach cannot motivate you. I can hold you accountable. I can do all kinds of things, but your willingness and motivation to do the things when people aren't looking, that has to come from within. You have to know why you're on this journey and why it's important to you. That is what is going to motivate you. As a coach, we can help build discipline though, and discipline can help when motivation is absent. And that's a super big key. But anyway, I have talked long enough. So those are the top 5 things that a nutrition and fitness coach does not do. If you liked this series where I talked about what they do and don't do, drop a comment. Let me know if there's anything you want me to touch on. But the idea for this series is to kind of touch on a lot of topics that I cover with my own clients and help present them, as content for the people who are out there just wanting to learn more or on their journey and getting stuck and need a little bit of help. But just like I said in the last video, I have really been working on my coaching services available, and I'm going to have a link to my Linktree that walks through the application for my one-on-one or group coaching, as well as the individual pre-program products that I have just released. So there's usually a product that will work for anyone of any budget, and I would love to have the opportunity to talk through it with you. Contact information is included, obviously. But don't forget to like and subscribe, because I'm going to be pushing out some more content that will hopefully be useful to you over the course of your journey, or just to help reinforce things you kind of knew but needed just to shore up on. All right, well, thanks guys so much, and I will see you next time.